Annie, aka Artiste, coming at you with my first makeup tutorial. I'm so excited. I'll be showing you a purple glitter cut crease. So let's get to it. First is brows. I'll be priming my brows with MAC Prep and Prime, and I just dab it on my brows because I feel like it makes the brows last longer. And then after that, I go in with my L'Oreal Paris Voluminous Smoldering Eyeliner in brown. And my brow process is not cute at all, I promise. In the end though, it's alright. It's pretty good. Just not right now. Ooh. Then I go in with a spoolie and I just use that on the inner part of my brows to take away a lot of the color to give it that kind of fade effect. And then I use my Beige cosmetic brushes. I use a flat brush with my LA Girl Pro Concealer in Fawn. And I use that to carve out the lower part of my brows. And then I dab some at the front of my brows to blend it in. And then you just blend. And then I go in with a slightly darker shade of the concealer, which is in Beautifully Bronzed, and I use that to carve the upper part of my brow. Because I'm just not a fan of halo brows. It's not for me, at least. Then I go in with a spoolie to blend that concealer that I put at the front of my brows into my brows. Okay, looking good so far. Then when I'm happy, I use a hairspray. Any hairspray can work. Just spray the spoolie and I go into my brows to make sure that they're slicked down. Now it's for the eyes, my favorite part. I use my NYX HD eyeshadow base, and I just use my finger to dab it on my eyelid. Then I go into my Morphe 35C palette, and I use that color right there to set the eyeshadow base. And I use the brush that came with my Modern Renaissance palette from ABH. Then I go in with those two colors from the Morphe palette again, and I use that above my crease. And I use the fluffy side of the brush just to make sure I don't pack on too much color at once. I like to build my color slowly. Then I go into my Modern Renaissance palette and I use the shade Cyprus Umber, and I go in where I want my new crease to be. And I'm using the other side of that brush to carve out that new crease. And I'm using one of those bun thingies to transition between colors faster. It just takes all the color off the brush. It's so freaking handy. And then just keep blending. Go back and forth between those colors and blend till your heart is satisfied. Alright, then I'm going in with a black shade from that Morphe palette, and I'm going right below the brown, and then I'm just going to blend everything together. Again, going back and forth between all the colors that I've used, I just keep blending. And when you think you can't blend anymore, you better keep on blending. Bronzed concealer again, and I carve out my eye. Then I go in with that color and I set the concealer. And there we go. Then I used my e.l.f. gel eyeliner. Yeah, I use that every day. It's almost gone. And I just make a thin wing. Favorite part is the glitter. I'm using a purple glitter called Ursula from Snahzi. I will link her in below. I hope I'm saying her name right. And I'm also using my Vice 4 palette, and I'm using the shade Beat Down before I put the glitter on, just to make it more intense. And just let the glitter do its magic. I'm using my glitter glue from Too Faced to make sure that glitter stays packed down. And I'm just using it in small areas. Sadly, my camera died, so I had to do the rest of the eyes off camera. I used Heartbreaker lashes from House of Lashes, and I also used their lash glue. Now onto the face. I first wipe off all the glitter that fell. And then I go back in with that MAC Prep and Prime and just pat it all over my face. Then I use that eyeshadow base again, and I put it where my smile lines are, because it actually decreases how severe my smile lines show through my makeup. And then I set it with my pressed powder from Black Radiance in Creamy Beige. And I used two different foundations, my Nars foundation in Dark 2 and my Black Opal foundation in Suede Mocha. I used the Black Opal foundation first, and then I go in with my beauty blender. Now my beauty blender has been through a tough life. Don't judge it. I spray it with some water to make sure that it's damp, and then I go in with my Nars foundation and blend both the foundations together. Then I do the same thing to my neck and just blend it out. Then I use a flat brush to apply my LA Girl Pro Concealer, again in Fawn, and I use that as my highlight. And then I use that, the eyeliner, same that I use for my brows, as my contour, and I dot that wherever I would contour my face. It's funny, because I use this thing for everything except for eyeliner. Go in with a stippling brush, I guess, and I blend out my contour. And after I use the brush, I go with my beauty blender and blend it out even further. To blend the contour on my nose, I use a fluffy angled brush. And now, my holy grail, the love of my life. My setting powder from Sasha. This thing is so amazing. I place it wherever I've put my highlight. In order to make sure my under eyes don't crease, I blend it again and continue to look up while I place the setting powder under my eye. And I like to make sure that my setting powder is really blended into my skin, I guess. So I don't like a lot of excess powder, so I make sure I pat the powder into my face, if that makes sense. Then I wait 5 minutes. And during these 5 minutes, I change, do my hair, whatever I gotta do. Then I brush it all away. When I'm done, I go in with those same 2 colors I used above my crease and use it for my under eye. And I use a smudger brush. And then I go in with Cyprus Umber, and I use that in the corner, in the outer corner of my eye. And then I use my eyeliner from NYX in black. And then it's time to glow, baby. So I use Primavera from my Modern Renaissance palette, and I highlight wherever I want to glow. Now, that glow was not working for me. So what I do is I use my setting spray from Urban Decay, and I spray the brush, and then I apply, and then I start glowing. That's what I'm talking about. And when I highlight my brow bone, I go back in with a blending brush to blend the highlight into my eyeshadow, or else it just doesn't look right. Then I'm using my Colored Rain lipstick in Tootsie, and I'm using that on the outside of my lip. sprayed my face with the Urban Decay setting spray off camera. And there you go. That is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you'll stick around, subscribe, like, comment, all that stuff. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. And I just hope to see you guys around.